Just a quick reminder for you all, there's a meeting tomorrow. The details are at the side here, and I'll put a link to the video where it gives you the whole details of what time. I think it starts at 12 o'clock and it's up in North Mansfield. So if you're going, I'll see you there tomorrow. Mirror. Best of the Black Friday bargains. Is it Black Friday already? The Court of Emperor Noel. I'm a Celebrity. TV. MI5's Manchester failings. 4 missed chances to stop bomber. Suicide terrorist Abidi murdered 22 despite red flags in his behaviour. Except, of course, it was a false flag. A fake attack. Orchestrated by the government to keep us in fear. Because if they keep us in fear, it's easier to control us, and that's what all the false flags are about, keeping you in fear. It's like, that's why they're cutting money for the poorest. Keep them in fear, easier to control, plus the fact it gets them on the streets and they die in this weather. The Times. Where is this painting? The mystery of Salvatore Mundi. Well, it's upstairs in the attic, but you know, you're not having it. Found it on a car boot. Boycott tech giants over terror MP's urge. Advertisers must shun sites and that aid extremists. Well, that means shutting down the Parliament channel then, because that is a terrorist organisation. May attacked from all sides after EU exit deal unveiled. In other words, we're not leaving. Which of course is treason and sedition. And I meant to put this up earlier, but we'll put it up now. There you go. Guilty, treason and sedition. That's the population's verdict on Theresa May. So now we need to act upon it and have her removed to a safe place. A mental hospital is probably the ideal place, because she's clearly got mental health issues. The scum. Cops release caged pup. We free bungle. The cops, let's face it, are a laughing stock. They can't do anything for the public. They only do things against the population, so they're not fit for purpose. Save 7k on deals with this paper. Yeah, right. PN gives EU deal of century. Black Friday. They take 39 billion from us and we get diddly squat. Sounds like a good deal for them and nothing for us. Of course, we could always repeal the 72 Act. Then we're out. Is that too simple? It is for these traitors in Parliament. The Guardian. Ranked Kate Bush's best song. May battles on all fronts to save her. They call it Brexit, but we shouldn't use that word because that's their word and they can make it mean whatever they want. Let's call it what it is. Her treason and sedition against the British people. Fiona Bruce, the new face of Question Time. Okay. Clinton, EU must close doors to migrants to combat far right. I've never heard such bollocks in my life. Yeah, of course the doors need shutting, but not to combat the far right, because it's not the far right. It's the general population that can see it's a mass invasion funded by Soros and the UN, and they're saying we're not having it. And he should be in jail anyway for his crimes against humanity. Daily fail. Free with tomorrow's fail. I'm not buying it. You think it's a Parasite Pictures. Jeez, who wants Parasite Pictures? She's wrestled with mutinous MPs and slippery bureaucrats as Mrs May finally hammers out a deal with Brussels to give us a non-exit. She demands. Now let's get on with it. But in the deal we get nothing. We get to bend over and let the European dictatorship roger us up the backside again. It's treason and sedition. Treason and sedition. Treason May and sedition. Fiona's the First Lady of Question Time. Whoopee-doo. The tell-lie graph. Junk the backstop. Tory MPs tell May. Wife of jailed Britain fights spying conviction. Novichok, the detective, tells of his ordeal. Let's keep pushing the bullshit against Russia. Pyongyang dragged into the 21st century. Offended by wool. You're spinning a yarn. No evidence that 20-mile-per-hour zones improve road safety. Of course they don't. It's more control. All the rules and regulations they bring out, which aren't laws, all rules are to keep you and get you used to a dictatorship that they're trying to bring in. The time to stand up against this dictatorship is now. Unindependent. Why isn't Russia treated as an equal? Because we're run by a group of Satanists, traitors. What more do you want? We repeat the same Middle East mistake. Yes, we let a treasonous, traitorous government do and get away with everything. But don't worry, the population's about had enough. And as a friend of mine, you know who you are, he'll happily, has a long stretch of rope waiting for every single one of them, and he'll happily pull the lever that drops the lot of them. And they all need to realise this is coming to them. And the judges and the lawyers and the solicitors who have brought this dictatorship in. I wasn't given help after surviving 7/7. Well, that's because it was another false flag. All the evidence points to that. The 4 alleged terrorists were actually hired by MI5, MI6 because they thought they were doing a training exercise and didn't realise they were being used as patsies. That's why they were all executed. So they couldn't tell what had really happened. Healing the wounds of war with sport. Don't talk shit. MPs unite to condemn May's blindfold Brexit. Betrayal of an exit. Leavers and Remainers finally find something to agree on. And that is the Prime Minister needs to pay for a treason and sedition. Star. Crazy for Kev Carrot. Don't fall for this bullshit. Don't go to the shops and waste your money on shit that no one really wants. And you may think, my kids will love that. No, they won't. They'll go, oh great, a carrot. Chuck it away. Don't waste your money. Get something actually worth something, like food, real food. Rather than waste money on these shitty presents, get some organic food instead. Look after your kids' health rather than brainwashing them into this shit. Murder by mail in Yuknik. Teleheroes come back. Peter K, I'm ready to return. Express. Emperor Noel lays down law of the jungle. Shocking. Hunters pay 25,000 to shoot majestic stags. I tell you what we'll do. To make it fair, we'll give them a bow and arrow and we'll send them off into the woods. And we give them a 30-minute head start, then we go hunting them with high-powered, telescopic-sighted rifles. And if we get them, we get a 25,000 bonus. That is a hunt I'll happily take part in. Brexit exit. Can we trust our MPs to deliver on the referendum when they can't even be bothered to stay on to the end of the PM's defence of draft EU deal on which all our futures depend? No, of course we can't. They're all treasonous, traitorous bastards. And she will be the first to go, followed by her puppet hat controllers, the shadow government, the ones above her that stay there all the time no matter which party gets in, and they are having a party at our expense. Treason and sedition. Aye. The Queen and Elizabeth slander aren't as different as you might think. George R.R. Martin's new epic game of Thrones, History, Fire and Blood. It's a game on a TV series. Have you got no mentality anymore? Cross-party attack on May's EU deal. The man hoping to make a killing from Brexit chaos. England team, Australia, blah, blah. MI5 admits failing to track Manchester bomber. Forget the White House. Sandberg could become fall guy for Facebook scandal. Harassing AI is more urgent than climate change or poverty. I won't agree with the poverty, but the climate change, yes, because that's total bullshit. And if you doubt it, do some research. Look up Lord Monckton, who's absolutely destroyed this. Look up the thousands of climate change scientists that say it's a scam, because it is. University bankruptcy fears. UK needs more foreign students. No, we don't. Revealed. Education Secretary battling with Home Office to end crackdown. Whitehall clash over student visas as Damien Hines tells I want to grow our international student base. You can't even teach our own kids. Why would you even want to dumb down the rest of the world? I can maybe see why. Cash-strapped universities plead for an end to the squeeze. Javid urged to act as UK losers ground on US, Canada, Australia. It's quite interesting. Mark Steele, the Tapas Summit, because he's the one that's been exposing the 5G genocide they're trying to reel out on us. Metro. Wife's fury over Brexit, academic jailed for spying. Celebrity Emperor Noel and Harry rule the jungle. Sunk, it's hard being a girl these days. That's because they want you to be a transgender. Oh, sucky that. Brexit deal is within grasp, but PM's agreement is slated in Commons. You mean her betrayal? Her betrayal of the British population is nearly within her grasp. She needs to pay for her crimes against us. Financial Times. Fears over rampant rise in non-bank lending. Australia's miners are leading the way with train automation. Can a genius be detected in the womb? China website deleted D&G. May in direct appeal for business and public to support non-exit deal. Blind to bypass MPs, bid to bypass MPs, Brussels summit looms, CBI double rise, Eurosceptics regroup. Right. Treason and sedition by May. It's time for her to pay. Brits borrowed a record 10.7 billion on their credit cards last month, industry figures show. Now, I'm not going to go into that, but that is the control system for you, and we're still falling for it. You shouldn't be borrowing. If you can't afford it, don't get it. And I know that it's really hard for some because they're using the credit cards to survive these days. And that's the idea. Get you into debt, easier to control you. But then again, if you're in debt, get on www.goodf.forumotion.com, where you can get letters to deal with these sort of scumbags, and advice as well. Well, not so much advice, but they share their experiences. No proof 20-mile-an-hour speed limits make roads safer, official report says, with half of motorists ignoring them. Again, attack on the motorists. And yes, there's no proof, and yes, everyone ignores them because 20 mile an hour is too slow. Now, I'm not saying near a school shouldn't be slowed down. Yeah, that's fine. But like Lady Bay, where the criminal CEO of Nottingham Criminal Cartel lives, everywhere the whole area is 20 mile an hour and nobody pays any attention to it because it's too slow. EU flags burned as tens of thousands join Warsaw nationalist demo. Yes, and we should be joining it as well. Organisers said that up to 50,000 were on march, which marked the anniversary of Poland's independence after the First World War. Everywhere in Europe has had enough of the dictatorship known as EU. Time to tear it down and lock up the criminals involved. A squeeze on housing benefit is driving more people into homelessness, says new report. All by design, by the criminals in Parliament. Welfare cutbacks are to blame for a decade-long increase in homelessness from private rented housing, new research says. What a shock. The criminals in Parliament are making us, throwing us onto the streets and starving us and freezing us to death. Have we had enough of the treason and sedition that is Parliament yet? Because it's time to rise up and drag these treasonous bastards out and make them pay. Revealed the fake Tesco competition email scam that tempts customers into handing over banking details with promises of prizes. Are you crazy? Don't give any details out online, ever, to anyone. Why your keyless car could be gone in 23 seconds. Gadgets criminals use to hack into your car and steal it are being sold to thieves by high street locksmith, but all you need to beat them is an empty drinks can. Car thieves are using high-tech gadgets to break into steal cars in seconds. A thief stands by a house to pick up the signal from a car key using a relay. The relay broadcasts the signal to the car where the second thief opens the door. The scheme, which does not involve breaking windows, steals cars in seconds. Under cover of darkness, two hooded figures approach a house in Billericay, Essex. One waves a laptop-sized device by the front door while the other holds a similar object near the 40,000 Mercedes-Benz parked on the drive. The latter then nonchalantly opens the driver's door and drives away while the first man departs in the getaway vehicle. Right, so it's not telling you what the can is there, but basically pop your car keys in a tin can, put a lid on it, metal lid, stops the signal being received. Therefore, they can't steal your car. Outlook for traditional TV goes from bad to worse. More than 1 million consumers cancelled their cable TV and satellite subscriptions in the past quarter, one of the largest season drops ever, stepping up pressure to pay TV providers to generate revenue in other ways. No, this is very good. What it means is over 1 million have decided, I'm not buying your bullshit anymore. Why should I pay to watch propaganda? So they're cancelling. And that's what we all need to do. Stop watching the TV. I know you may find it difficult and your kids are going to moan and that. Stop it. Nowadays they're on the bleeding computers all the time anyway, so you can't use them as an excuse anymore. Stop watching the TV. Get on the internet and do some research instead, and you'll find out what's really going on. The establishment wants us to panic over no deal, but we should not fall for it. Yes, and the treasonous bastards, look at them all. Oh no, they're not falling for it. Oh, please let them fall for it. Those dumbass twats, let them fall, because we want to bring in a dictatorship with a new world or a one world government where we can exterminate the majority of them and just keep the useful idiots round to run everything for us while we live in a life of luxury. Don't fall for it. Motorists face fines of up to 130 for parking in bicycle lanes and could be charged for dangerous driving using footage captured on cyclist helmet cameras under new rules. Now you notice they're telling you there it's rules, not laws, because there are no laws, there are only rules. Stop consenting. Get off the voters register. It's beginning to look a lot like a Brexit conspiracy. Really? You finally realised? Traitors, lemmings, rebels, those are all insults hurled in the past week at certain Tory MPs for the heinous crimes of standing by promises that made in their party's own manifesto during the 2017 general election. Except, of course, we can all see it is a conspiracy to make us think we've got an exit when there is no exit. It is a betrayal, it is conspiracy, it is sedition, it is treason by that bitch and her puppet masters. Scientists jailed after discovering deadly viruses are delivered through vaccines. Another of the depopulation plan. They locked her up because she found deadly viruses, cancer-causing stuff in vaccines. Stop having vaccines. They are killing you. Fishermen warned that the Withdrawal Agreement lets the EU seize our waters forever. More treason and sedition by that bitch. Just look at her. Make it ingrained in you that she is a treasonous and has committed sedition. Christine Lagarde, convicted IMF head, found guilty of criminal charges over massive government payout. Fraud and corruption is rife in the EU and the IMF and whatever alphabet agencies you like. They're all there to bring in the New World dictatorship. Disclosure. Mass arrest rumour. Pope Francis signed off on what is being called a binding Galactic Agreement this past Sunday. Well, he's a Satanist and a paedophile. He's... Oh. As we can, and I'll end on that. Guilty. Treason and sedition.